He was a driver, a millionaire, and for years, the last great playboy of Formula One. Eddie Irvine entered Formula One in the 90s, but he seemed to come from another era, that of the party-loving, eccentric, and womanizing drivers of the 60s and 70s. Although Irvine was also a major figure on track, it was almost always for the wrong reasons. In 1993, during his debut with Jordan, he crossed paths with the sport's biggest star at the time, Ayrton Senna. In Suzuka, while trying to unlap himself, he blocked the Brazilian's McLaren in an extremely aggressive way. Not once, but twice. One of those maneuvers, unnecessarily risky, made Senna lose between 15 and 20 seconds.
Yes, he is! Eddie Irvine is past Ayrton Senna.
Something totally illogical and irresponsible, especially considering that it was done to the leader of the race. Ayrton crossed the finish line furious, and hours later went to look for him at the motorhome. I'll explain what happened in detail later, but in short, Senna went in, confronted him, and punched him directly in the face. Years later, Rubens Barrichello said that Irvine was a huge fan of Senna and said the following. Irvine was happy. He said he was going to tell his grandchildren. Senna himself hit me, but his record didn't end there. In 1994, at Interlagos, he caused one of the most dangerous accidents of the decade. Irvine was fighting for position with Jos Verstappen when a lapped car appeared. The Irish driver gradually squeezed Verstappen until he pushed him off the track. The Dutchman touched the grass and came back out of control. The Benetton flew through the air and landed on Irvine and the McLaren of Martin Brundle, hitting his head. It was an incident that could have ended much worse, and even had long-term effects on Brundle. Because of this, the FIA sanctioned him with a one-race suspension and a fine of $10,000. Jordan appealed, and the penalty increased to 3 races. Years later, in 2003, he was arrested in London for speeding and dangerous driving with his Ferrari. If Irvine had a car, problems were inevitable. But that wasn't only the case when he was driving. In 2014, he was sentenced to 6 months in prison for a fight in a bar in Milan. 6 months for a bar fight? Yes. The problem was that he hit the son of the former mayor of the city. And that, in Italy, comes at a high price. Already retired, he made several public appearances and interviews in which he called Jenson Button overrated, criticized the attitude of Hamilton and Vettel, and accused the FIA of being soft and biased. Even off the track, his statements continued to make headlines. He was also linked to several celebrities, including Pamela Anderson.